Hello, YouTube. Today, I am going to teach you guys what to do when you can't play the comp you want. Because I know a lot of you guys load into the game and you're like, I'm going to play this. And then without seeing your items or augments or anything, you try and play the thing. And then sometimes you go 8th and you're like, what the heck did I do wrong? Right? Okay, so sometimes you cannot play the thing that you want to play. Okay, whether it's contested or you don't have the right items or you don't have the right augments. Sometimes that is just a fact of TFT, and I'm here to teach you how to do the F word in TFT, which is flexible. Okay, how to be more flexible. Okay, and if you haven't noticed, that is actually sunlight over there. So we started we're so late. It's so late at night. It's actually 7:40 a.m. So yeah. Oh, and if you guys enjoy my videos, please come check out the stream. The stream link is in the description below. I am streaming pretty much every day. Ideally like 8 hours ish to try and get good content for you guys. So it would mean a lot if you guys would drop by the stream sometime and say hello. Anyways, without further ado, let's start the video. If you didn't know, if you come from stream, you know that I am a bit of a degenerate melee player. And we're at like 2-6 here, and I'm scouting to see if I can play Yone. I love Yone. I love Riven. I see these items. I'm like, IE, Titans, it's Yone. Let's go, right? Bout is going to be even Shroud. It's lit, right? I can almost make, I have like pieces of every item. I haven't slammed anything yet because, well, there's no point. I'm going for a lose streak here. I attempted to go for some kind of full open, but with what doesn't lose you augment, but which is, if you don't know, every 4 losses you get a component and you get 2 gold per loss. So you want to lose pretty much all of stage 2. But I actually won 2 rounds because 2 other people full opened and I won against them. You'll notice that I have 85 HP despite pretty much, despite full opening. I was actually 3rd pick on Kier, so it's so funny. I'm like, oh, I got a Riven? I'm Riven, baby. That's a BT Titans even shroud. I'll find QSS later. It's lit. Right, that's what I'm thinking here, right? And then for a lot of you guys, you're the same way. Like you watch my Riven guide, you're like, oh, dude, I want to play Riven every game, man. I want to play. You watch the Yone guy, I want to play Yone every game. Me too, man. Me too. Now, the unfortunate thing happens when we get items off the crux, okay? And the reason why I'm making this video is because I was playing this game and I'm like, wait a minute, my items are kind of shit for Yone Riven, right? I'm like looking at this, I'm like, okay, tier, well, that doesn't help. I need a crit, right? Oh, okay, didn't get any items, that's not good. Now what? Because you need to be able to slam items in order to make a play stage 3, stage 4, 1. I'm like, oh, that's not good, right? Because if we try and force, let's try and force Yone. Okay, Yone wants IE, Hodge, and Titans, right? And then I don't have IE, I don't have Hodge, but I do have Titans. Okay, and that just means I can make a Titans, and I'm left with 4 components. Unacceptable. Okay, you cannot just be sitting on 4 components. You'll lose like 15 HP every round. Okay, maybe it's an exaggeration, probably like 10 HP every round. You go to stage 4 with 30 HP, you just bleed out, and then, well, not even bleed out. You just like you're all your blood is on the ground, and then you just die before raptors. Okay, like you've seen that movie before. I have seen that movie before too, because I have done that movie before. Okay, and let's say you play, let's say you want to play Riven, and then Riven is BT Titans QSS with even shroud. It's like the default. Okay, I can make a Titans, no BT, no even shroud. Again, left with 4 components. All I can make is a Titans. Like, okay, also unacceptable. Okay, so what can we do with these items? I'm just like, bro, like, I'm just like, oh, this does not look good. You can see me moving this literally like, man, I'm thinking like, man, what do I do now? Do I try and force it anyways? I'm just scouting to see, is anyone playing the comps I want? Do I want to take this KO for my stage 3? Not sure if it's good enough. I'm like, man, like if I'm a real TFT player, if I'm a flexible TFT player, we make the best item in the game, red buff, right? And play AD flex or Ari. Because it could be Ari with red buff, it could be AD flex with red buff. Red buff is a very good item. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, I'm down to lose one more, see what my augment is, and then make a decision off that. Because I still really want to play Riven, bro. I'm down to like kind of down to like force. But sometimes the items are too bad. Okay, so we get to the augment choice here. Okay, I get one more component from what doesn't kill you. And then I'm like, okay, let's see what this is, because maybe it's a crit. Maybe I can make IE Titans all good, right? Maybe IE Titans just force you on it all good, right? Like no one's playing it, it's uncontested. I'm down if I can get like a makeable item here, right? Because you want as many core items as possible going into stage 4, so you don't have to actually hit the Yone and then not be able to play the game, right? So I'm like, oh shit, Vampirism, that's pretty good. I'll take Vampirism immediately. That's pretty good. And oh, a tier. Oh, that's not good. That's not. Oh, that's not good. But it's not good if I'm playing Yone Riven, which is my original plan, right? But it's incredible if I want to play AD Flex or Ari. Blue buff also one of the best items in the entire game. Red buff, blue buff, both the best items in the game. They're like when you have the best items, you just have to make it and then play something else, right? You may not be your preferred line, but the other line, the blue buff red buff line, is too strong for you to not play it. Okay, we have blue buff, we have red buff, we have half an IE, we have half an even shroud, half a heart steel. Like it is too good to not play. Okay, and even though you may be unfamiliar with a line that you know is good, you should still play it so you can understand more about it, so you can learn how to play it. And honestly, if the line is so good, you will be able to pilot. I promise you, you will be able to pilot it better than forcing a line that is unplayable because of your items. And then I'm like, oh, this guy's a fucking Yone chosen on 3-2 with Edge of Night Augment. Yeah, it's not playable, right? And then there were 2 people playing melee carry, so I was like, these items and people in my lobby tell me that I literally cannot play Yone Riven. It is literally not possible. Okay, so you must be flexible. Okay, so what does it mean to be flexible? It means that you must be willing to make very good items for other comps. Okay, blue buff unusable in Riven Yone, red buff not unusable but belongs on tertiary carry. It's a support item for Yone. Or sorry, not Yone, sorry, Viego, who applies the red buff / Morello's AoE burn onto the biggest grouping of the enemy team. Doesn't really belong on anyone else unless you're playing Riven. Then Kaylin can hold the red buff. Secondary carry items, right? So not primary carry items. You don't even have shred yet. Like this is not gonna work, right? So red buff, blue buff. What does that mean? Then you must slam very good items now. So if you don't know what very good items now, you should watch my itemization guide. Basically, it's red buff, blue buff, i.e. Crown Guard, Heart Steel, Warmogs. Like these are like Giga S tier items, like Even Shroud. Like you just slam this because they're so strong, and those slams will tell you what you can play. So blue buff, red buff slams so strong, you just need to make it. And then because I made it, I am saving a ton of HP and or even winning rounds. Like here, I lost by 2, but it's better than losing by 10, right? And not having blue buff, red buff means that I know what I can play. It's starting to narrow my selection of available comps, okay? So blue buff, red buff, any rerollable comps, nothing stands out here. Pretty much nothing. You can't reroll anything with red buff, blue buff. It is just go level A and play 4 costs, right? So then you think to yourself, okay, so who can run blue buff? Because pretty much everyone can run red buff, right? So who can run blue buff? You want to start from there. Okay, so we're thinking Akali can use blue buff, Ezreal can use blue buff, Zed maybe can use blue buff in a pinch, right? Ari can use blue buff. These are the 4 cost carries you're going to click on when you get to level 8 on 4-2 and roll down, okay? Who can use these items? Which carries can use these items? You're gonna click on those. You're gonna click on those units. Okay, that's your job. Oh, okay, I found Akali. Akali can use blue buff. Sounds good to me, right? And then you're gonna buy the supporting units that surround these 4 cost carries. Okay, so what does that mean? Let's say, for example, I have like blue buff and Nashers, and I'm clearly playing towards Ari. Then I should be clicking on the supporting units on stage 3 and on the stage 4 roll down. So the supporting units being, if I want to play 6 Sentinel Ari, which is the meta build, I'm putting the Sentinels in the team plan. I'm clicking on the Sentinels going into stage 4, and on the roll down, I'm clicking on the Sentinels. Okay, and that's what it means to play around the carry you're expecting to get and buying all the supporting units so that when you eventually hit that carry, you have all the units you need to play the comp. Right? Because if you hit the Ari, but all you have are bruisers, you're going 8th. Okay, right? Why? Because bruisers suck, right? You're not gonna play like vertical bruisers plus Ari. Like that's fake AF. Okay, no cooking allowed here. Also, this cat. Willow, you need. I'm making a video, Willow. Sorry, Sorry, my cat's in the way. Okay, anyways, let's fast forward a bit because you know we're just watching rounds here. Nothing really is happening here. You saw I put set in the team planner because I'm planning around Ezreal. I'm thinking Ezreal can use blue buff, red buff, and IE because that sword is gonna be IE, right? And then I'm thinking Akali and Ahri, right? Akali Ahri duo because Ahri can use blue buff or maybe just Akali true damage because she can use blue buff and red buff, right? You can play some kind of like both in 5 KDA, 7 KDA. You could play. You probably have to play both because you don't want Ahri to have blue buff and red buff unless you think red buff is a fake Nashers. You could try that too. Fuck it, we could play Ahri 6 Sentinel here. Honestly, I'm kind of down. I hit an Ahri and a Sentinel chosen. Fuck it, I'm 6 Sentinel Ahri, right? So anyone that can use these items is how you're going to approach it. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, okay, I'm only clicking on Ezreal, Akali, and what was the other one? Ezreal, Akali, and Ahri. Yeah, I'm clicking on these chosen. Okay, so I'm going into stage 4, ready to click on these chosen. Okay, so we fast forward a bit here. 4-1, we fast forward past 4-1, comes to 4-2, instant sell. We pick our augment fast, so we have enough time to do this. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what do I need here? I'm down for Unify, grab bag, I don't know. Fuck, make a choice, buddy, make a choice. I'll grab bag, oh, maybe I can get IE. Ooh, a Kali pair, that's pretty good. And then I level, sell, instant sell, roll, holding the big shots. And I'm playing around hitting Ezreal, right? I'm like, Ezreal, come on, where's the stuff? And then I don't want to hold too many copies. I'm like, okay, we buy good stuff here. Come on, keep rolling. Oh, Kiana's good. I have too many Kai'Sas, so fearless. Like, I don't need that shit. Ooh, can this guy use red buff, blue buff? I don't know. Oh, Caitlyn. That's not on our list of chosens we wanted to buy, but I bought it anyways, right? Now, why did I buy it? Because I found a user for red buff and I found a user for blue buff. Okay, so, well, you're like, wait a minute. We're only supposed to click on Ahri and Ezreal, right? But the matter of the fact is that we did, Kiana was an amazing user of blue buff. Same with Akali, right? And then I found one of the best 4-cost chosens on 8, which is Caitlyn, who can use red buff, right? So she was already really good. And they're like, wait a minute, we only have one item for Caitlyn. What's the plan here? That's a great question. What is the plan? We're just gonna make suboptimal items. Yep, you heard me. We're gonna make suboptimal items because red buff was already so good. We're just gonna have to deal with it. Okay, and blue buff is amazing item on Kiana. It was amazing item on Akali as well. But I was like, oh, Kiana. I mean, we just put on Kiana because it's better, right? But I could also duplicate the Akali and put it on Akali, and we're gonna do okay, right? And so now that I have my my structure in place, I bought the Alawi because, well, of course, late game, when you're playing this level 8 board, 80 flex, you're playing around Alawi set if you can, because you're playing with Ezreal, right? And you're playing with Caitlyn, then, which I eventually did. Then we want to play around the 4 true damage, Akali secondary. And then I'm just like, okay, now we're just making items that make sense. And that's it. Okay? Even though I only have one item for Caitlyn, I will find items that make sense off Carousel and off Raptors, okay? And if I have to, I will make a Rage Blade, I'll make a Last Whisper, I'll do whatever I need to do, okay? And this is what it means to be flexible, okay? I've got another bow. I'm like, oh my god, I got another bow. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this, right? I got another bow, like, I don't know, sword is like GS, or a sword is like IE, another red buff. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? I'm like, yo, honestly, I'm down to make another red buff. Like, you already have heal cut, but red buff is good because it's just a good damage carry item. It's just a good carry item. Like, I'm down. Fuck it, 3 red buffs. I don't care. Okay, maybe 3 red buffs is a little bit too much, but 2 red buffs, honestly, kind of down, right? Here, oh, I got lucky here. I got oh, never mind. Didn't get the Kiana too. That's unfortunate. But I'm pretty sure I'm saving this duplicator for Kiana here. And then I'm thinking like, what am I thinking here? I'm taking both here. I'm taking crit here. No, I'm confused. I think. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm like, what do I do here? These items, I can't even make any items. It's okay. Just know that you're ending Caitlyn. Know the structure of your comp, which is we're playing around 2 Sentinel, 2 Bruiser, 4 true damage, plus a Caitlyn. And if you don't know how to come up with this structure, it's all patterns in comps. Okay, so patterns being when you buy Ezreal. One pattern to know is that you want to play Heartsteel stage 4. And the easiest way to play Heartsteel is a very strong set. Set is the easiest Heartsteel to play because it's already very good. And if you're playing set, it unlocks the best high roll legendary Alawi, allows you to play her because that's an easy bruiser setup, right? And then if you're playing that, well, you still need a 2-piece splash probably. So you play, I mean, Sentinel is a very strong 2-piece splash. You can play Blitz and Cassante, or Mord and Cassante, or even what's it called? Echo and Cassante. Or let's say you don't have any Sentinels because you're going to stage 4 without any Sentinels. You didn't click on them. Didn't find them on the roll down, but you did find a Kayn. Fuck it, let's play the Kayn, right? And then let's play something else like a Kiana instead, or like a random like a Poppy 2 or something, or like a Poppy, like a fuck it, not even a Poppy 2, just a Poppy 1 with items, right? So, oh, I got another bow by the way. I got another bow. I made a guard breaker because I'm like, man, I gotta make something. Even though it's not the best Caitlyn item, it's still red buff is already extremely good. And I'm like, man, it's like, bro, like I got so many buffs, just make a red buff on Akali. So you can see like this game went from like I wanted to play Riven Yone, couldn't play Riven Yone, had to slam, oh boohoo me, had to slam the best items in the game in order to play Ezreal, Akali, Ahri. Roll down, didn't find Ezreal, Akali, Ahri. Well, I found Akali's naturally, but didn't find Ezreal, Ahri. Found Caitlyn. Bro, I'm just using Caitlyn, I guess, right? So you just need to play what you hit as long as the items make sense. Okay? If the items make sense, you can play what you hit immediately. In fact, you should play the first thing you hit where the items make sense. That way you can save enough money to go 9 and cap out and get better than a 4th, right? And then it's like your boards might look weird. Like I had a lot of games that like, bro, I'm dual carry Ahri Ezreal. One of my best games today was dual carry Ahri Ezreal. You know, that's just how it worked out. A lot of games you'll find yourself cooking. Okay, but if you do hit the chosen, then you should know your basic strategy, your basic default comp, playing around that chosen. Let's say, for example, you hit Zed, and you're already playing Superfan. Then it's going to be Superfan, Zed, and then you can throw in 4 Crowd Diver minimum, because Zed needs 4 Crowd Diver activated to do damage. And then if you have any space left over, we can throw in EDM, right? And then let's say we're playing Viego. Okay, let's say we hit Viego. We have Viego items for Viego for whatever reason. We got like a BT Titans, IE, I don't know, IE Hodge Titans with Superfan. I thought we play Edgelord because it's Edgelord Viego. We play KO, that's Pentakill. Then we have to play the Mordekaiser because Mordekaiser is Sentinel version. We drop the Echo. We can play the Lilia, play the Gnar, drop the Cannon, play the Nico, add 1 KDA. Boom, that's your Viego base with Superfan and KDA. It's all about packages, right? And so the Caitlyn package is just you need the Rapid Fire, which is Senna. You're playing Senna, you play 4 KDA. You might as well play the Akali. But let's say I didn't hit Akali. Maybe you could play like an Ahri duo like I did earlier with Ahri Caitlyn duo instead of the Ahri Ezreal duo I talked about earlier. Right? You can do a lot of interesting things when it comes to TFT. The most important part is staying flexible on 8 and knowing you based on your items. You have an idea of what chosen you want to play, what chosen carry you want to play, and then you hold the supporting items around that. Okay, you hold the supporting items around the supporting units around that. So let's say going into this, I wanted to play. Let's say we have to play Ahri. Okay, we have to play Ahri with blue buff. Nash's Gunblade cannot be persuaded to play anything else. Then I'm only holding Sentinel, going for Ahri. Boom, hidden Ezreal. Oh fuck, blue buff Gunblade Ezreal. Fuck yeah, I'm kind of down, right? Yeah, so that's kind of how you want to play TFT right now. But there are times where your items tell you cannot be flexible. Okay, there are times where your items say do this or die. Okay, and you don't really want to put yourself in that spot. But if you do find yourself in that spot, I would recommend you to not settle. Okay, but you should be making the reason why these items are S tier. The reason why red buff and blue buff S tier is this game you see right here, right? I had no idea what I was playing on the 4-2 roll down. I had an idea of what I wanted to play, but then I hit Caitlyn, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm playing Caitlyn now. And then I use this to stabilize, go 9, and then the rest of it is kind of boring. We just skip this, but basically we're just like winning every round, and then we're fleshing out our board, you know, finishing Akali items, finishing Kiana items. We hit Kiana too because he's a duplicator, and then we just top 2, okay? And then from here, It's just the top 2. We slowly evolve our board into the Alawi, Set, York, Thresh, basic frontline, and then we drop some true damage because the true damage wasn't doing it anymore because the Kali only had 1 item, so it didn't matter anymore. So we started adding like we added the illusion too into MF, and then later we added Jin. Okay, after this I would drop a Kali, add a Jin, and that's like the board, right? But yeah, that's basically the game I wanted to show you guys, because it's important for you guys to understand that sometimes you cannot play the comp that you want because of RNG, and that's just how TFT is. And so when you are in those situations, I would recommend you to follow these basic guidelines. If you learn anything today, it's make good items, make the best items. Okay, the best items in the meta right now. And then once you make them, that will tell you what you're playing. Okay? That and what you roll down on 4-2 on level 8 will tell you what you're playing. Okay? And then just have an idea of like just come up with 2 or 3 ideas, 2 or 3 forecast carries you want to play around. And then make sure you know what units that are supporting them, what packages they come in. Okay, so we don't know anything about the packages. Look at the forecast carries. Okay, I look at Caitlyn and we see rapid fire and 8-bit. Okay, so packages you could hold could be Garen is a supporting Sentinel 8-bit, and then the other one is rapid fire Senna. Right, Aphelios, sure, it could be Aphelios, but probably Senna is probably better because her traits, right? And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna hold Senna on the roll down. I'm gonna hold Garen on the roll down. We're gonna play towards that. And then the second idea I want to play is Ezreal. And then okay, so when you're holding the supporting units, I'm only gonna hold like 1 Senna, okay? Because then holding like too many Sennas on the bench, and then we're gonna have a bench problem, right? And you make a Senna 2, maybe you end up not playing Caitlyn, so then you lost 1 gold. And then let's say the second option you want to play is Ezreal. Then you're like, okay, Ezreal's supporting units is Heartsteel, so we're going to hold Sets and Cassante. And then his other trait is Big Shot, so I'm going to hold Kai'Sa. Usually it's Kai'Sa to activate KDA trait on stage 4, but it could be MF, right? Just like a big shot. Just know you want to hold like a big shot, but there are like meta things to hold, like send over feelers for Caitlyn and Kai'Sa, maybe even MF over. It will be MF over Kai'Sa eventually, but Kai'Sa to be the cheap option on 4 for Ezreal, okay? And then you're just thinking like, okay, I have Senna on this side. You just hold Senna on the left. I would hold like Senna and like Garen over here, and then I'll hold like Kai'Sa and Set over here. And then I'm like, okay, generic frontline for both of them. Hold Poppies, hold Blitz, hold the Sentinel packages, Mord and Echo. And if I'm cheap because I'm broke as fuck, then I'm playing Lilia into Nico KDA package. And then that's kind of how you mix and match your board on level 8, okay? And so yeah, I hope this video helped you guys give you an idea of what to do when your items are just doomed, right? You wanted to play like Riven, Yone, reroll Country, Samira. You didn't get any crits. How can you play reroll Country, Samira? You can't. Okay, you're gonna buff 4 if you try. Then hopefully you'll know what to do when you are faced with that situation. And you will be faced with that situation a lot, especially the more lowered elo you are, because, you know, I was there. I go into a game thinking I'm going to force something without seeing items and augments, okay? And sometimes the items and augments are so far from what you want to play, it makes what you want to play unplayable, okay? So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed / learned something. And as always, feel free to leave a comment down below. I read all of them, and if you have questions, also let me know in the comments down below. Okay, thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to check out the stream. Bye bye.